back to another class of geography. We are already in our second chapter and the name of the chapter is Population Dynamics. In this chapter, in the last class, we have already studied what is the meaning of the term population dynamics, isn't it? The changes in the population, that is what population dynamic means. Population of any region or any country can never be static. It changes from year to year, from decade to decade. And in this chapter, we are trying to understand what is the reason behind the changes in the population, or what are the factors that influence the changes in the population. So in our last class, we studied the definition, what do we mean by overpopulation and underpopulation, and what are the reasons for the over and underpopulation. So in this class, we will study what do we mean by distribution of population. Have you observed one thing? There are some countries which are heavily populated or highly populated. Example is our country itself, India, and countries like China. What is the reason behind such a heavy population or high population? And there are some countries like Australia, New Zealand, where population is very less. What may be the reason behind? Have you ever tried to think in that way? What is the reason behind? Or in the in the African continent, in the northern part of Africa, in countries like Congo or the areas near the Kalahari Desert, Sahara Desert, why the population is so less? Maybe, do you think it is the physiography of the region or the climate of a region that is influencing the population of any region? Is that the case? Let's try to understand the reasons behind the highly populated countries, why those countries are highly populated, and why some countries have a little population or very less population. So first is distribution of population. How the population is distributed. Distribution of population. In that, the first term we are going to understand is what do we mean by density of population. You may have come across this word in news channels and newspapers. Density of population of Bihar is very high. Density of population of Delhi is very high in India. What is this density of population? It is nothing but the number of people or number of people living per unit square or per unit of land is called as density of population. What is density of population? Number of people living per unit of land. Take this example. Let's take this as a land, this area as a land, and on this land how many people are living, that is what we call it as density of population, people living per unit of land. Let's take this as a land, and hypothetically I'm saying that on this land 1,000 people are living, 1,000 persons are living. This is the density of this land. On this specified piece of land, there are 1,000 people. Let's take another example. Let me take this area as, okay, the same area I'm taking. Area B. This is a land, and on this land, 50 persons are living. Then what is the density of population of this area B? Density of the population of this area B is 50, because only 50 persons are living on this land. But come to this area A. In area A, there are 1,000 persons or people living on this area of land. Area of land for A and B are similar, equal. There is no difference in the area. But see the difference in number of people living. Here there are 1,000 persons who are living, but here there are only 50 persons. This is called as density of population. It is nothing but number of people living per unit of land. Here number of people living on this unit of land is 50. Here the number of people living on this per unit of land is 1,000. What is the moral or what is the conclusion we can derive from this? We can say that density of population changes from place to place. It is not same throughout the country or within the country. It is not same. Density of population of Dharwad is different, and density of population of Bengaluru is very different. What is the major difference between these two regions? As Bangalore is an industrial hub, it is a technological hub, that Bangalore can provide employment to thousands of people when we compare it to Dharwad. So, because of that reason, people get attracted to Bengaluru compared to Dharwad. Because of that, density of population of Dharwad is comparatively less compared to Bengaluru. So, density of population of any area changes. It is not same throughout the country, throughout the state, or within the state, district, even at the taluka level, live of the taluka level. We have in Dharwad, we have so many residential areas. There are some residential areas wherein the density of population is very high. What may be the reason? Reasons can be many. Maybe that area is very near to the school or some official location, or the ambience or the environment of that area is very good. Because of that reason, people get attracted to that area. Reasons can be many. So now, as we are dealing with this topic, I said there are areas wherein in some areas they are highly populated, there are some areas where the population is low, and there are some areas where the population is moderate. And we will study this now. Areas of low density. What is this area of low density now? Where in case of areas of low density, only one or two people per square unit of land live. Only one or two persons per square kilometer. That is, we call it as area of low density. One or two people per square kilometer of land. This is important. Per square kilometer of land. Per square kilometer of land, only one or two persons. Imagine how may be the condition of that region. What may be the reasons behind? And the best example for the areas of low density are Sahara Desert, areas in and around Sahara, areas in and around Kalahari, Congo Basin. These are the areas, Atacama Desert or cold deserts, Parts of Canada, northern parts of the Canada, even that area has a very low population. What is the reason behind? Why people are unable to settle over this place? Think for a while. Why the people are unable? See the countries, see the regions, Sahara, Kalahari, Congo Basin, this is the equatorial region, Congo, Canada, the northern part of Canada is extremely cold. What is the reason behind? The climate of the region? Can I safely say it is only the climate of the region which is influencing this? Maybe climate of the region, this one is one of the reasons. Let's try to see the reasons one by one. What may be the reasons behind? See, take the example of Sahara and Kalahari, hot deserts. In these regions, temperature will be extremely high temperature. We cannot survive during the daytime. Such will be the temperature in the desert areas. And come to the night time. During the night time, temperature will drop drastically. 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. Even during the night, it is highly difficult to survive. So, high temperature during the day and very low temperature during the night. So, this is the first reason. Second, what about the availability of the water? In desert areas, what about the availability of the water? Water availability is very less. Not only in desert areas I am talking of, even in the high altitudinal areas wherein they are covered by the ice sheets or glaciers round the year, even in such areas same is the condition. Only thing is, in those areas there will be no high temperature, that's it. In the areas wherein they are covered by ice sheets or glaciers throughout the year, such areas don't have high temperature, but they experience extremely low temperature. So, low availability of water. If there is no availability of water, then how to survive? How to settle in with the family? Third reason, extremely high humidity. I am talking of the desert areas. Extremely high humidity. And even for the equatorial regions, the regions which come under 0 to 5 or 0 to 10, 0 to 10 or 0 to 5 degree latitude, all those regions come under the equatorial belt. Even in such areas, extreme humidity. See, imagine yourself in those areas, then you will understand why the people are unable to live in these areas. Now, if these many problems are there, the major problem that arises next is, what about the availability of the food? What about the availability of the food? These people usually rely on hunting. They usually, only the tribal people reside in such areas, primitive tribes. Particularly true for equatorial region and the high altitudinal areas. Tribal people live and they rely on hunting. They hunt the animal, then after they cook it or roast it, they'll have it. And there is always the uncertainty of getting the food. Compare those regions with the regions where we are living in. Do we have such uncertainty? Do we have the necessity to go to the forest area, daily do the hunting, after that come back and roast my meal and have it? Is there such uncertainty in the regions where we are residing? No. We have food security, but there no food security. Food security is not there. Today I may get some animal to hunt, but tomorrow I may not get it. If such are the conditions where crops cannot be grown in a normal way, if such are the conditions, why would people reside in such areas? You only say me. Even if somebody offers us 100 billion also, we will be not ready to go and reside in that place. Even if we set up a AC in a desert area, it's of no use. Because of the adversity of the physical conditions or the climatic conditions offered by those regions, it is only because of those reasons that these regions have low density of population, only 1 or 2% per square kilometer of land. It is purely the weather and the climatic conditions that influence the way the people live there. So now we have completed areas of low density. Now let's see why the areas are highly populated. So which areas do we call as areas of high density? Such areas wherein density of population is about 200 persons per square kilometer. See if the number of persons living are about 200 per square kilometer. Such areas we call it as areas of high density. This about 200 for India in almost every state or region of India is having more than 500, 400, 600. 200 is a very minimum for India. For example, density of population of Delhi is more than 11,000, is somewhere around 11,441 or something like that. That means it is more than 10,000 density of population. Imagine per square kilometer of area there are 10,000 people residing. What are the reasons behind? Which are the countries which come under this bracket, areas of high density? First country is countries like India, China, Bangladesh, Singapore, Japan. These are the countries from Asia which are which have high density. Come to the Western European part, this European countries. And before that, open your atlas. Before starting with the countries, open your atlas. Come to Western Europe, political map of Western Europe. Come to the political map of Western Europe and I'll start out the countries, start locating those countries one by one. Netherlands, see where is Netherlands? Belgium, Netherlands, the first country which you are locating is Netherlands. The next country is Belgium, Germany, Northern France, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, Ukraine. In Russia, in the country of Russia, locate Moscow. It is in the western part of Russia. Very near to these countries, Poland, Ukraine. Locate where is Moscow. Spain, country of Spain. Portugal, southern France, South France, Italy. These are the countries in Europe which are highly populated or they have the high density. Now, after knowing these many countries in Asia and Western Europe, and even the northeastern part of America, the eastern coast of America, Boston, Philadelphia, Washington, the eastern coast of America is also, that part does have a high density of population. Why these regions are having a high density? What is the reason behind? Let's try to understand one by one. What is the reason behind? Why people like to prefer, why people like to settle down in those countries? The reasons. The first reason is climate or the weather conditions in these countries are very moderate. Climatic conditions or the weather conditions of these countries, whether of the India, China, Bangladesh, Myanmar, or countries like France, Germany, Netherlands, Poland, these are the countries wherein the temperature, the climatic conditions is very moderate. These regions does not suffer from extremes of temperature, not too high temperature, not too cold temperature, a moderate level of temperature. That is the first reason why these countries are highly populated. Moderate temperature conditions or moderate climatic conditions, weather conditions. Weather conditions. This is the first reason. Then what is the second reason? If you have observed countries like Netherlands, France, Germany, Italy, Portugal, or Moscow in Russia, and the eastern part of eastern coast of North America, these countries are highly developed countries. These countries are highly developed countries wherein the standard of living is very high, and these countries are at the same time highly industrialized countries of the world. One of the richest countries of the world are in this region. When such is the condition, people normally get attracted to these countries in search of job or in search of better opportunities or in search of better standard of living. That is the reason. And why India, China, Myanmar, Bangladesh? Why? Because our population is growing at a rapid speed. Our population is growing at a rapid speed. It has already grown in the decade of 80s to 90s. Because of this reason, countries of India, China, Bangladesh, Myanmar, these countries have high population or high density of population. But at the same time, in Asia, Singapore and Japan, these are the two countries, particularly with these two countries which are highly industrialized, which are one of the developed countries of the world, wherein better job opportunities are available. So, what is the next reason? Better employment opportunities. If the countries offer us better employment opportunities, people obviously get attracted to such countries, right? Particularly Western European countries. And all these countries are developed countries of the world, wherein the standard of living is extremely high. Then, what may be the next reason? Reason why this? And usually along the fertile river valleys, population will be high. In our country, Ganga Valley, Yamuna Valley, whole of the northern India, where Ganga system is flowing, that part is highly populated. Why? Because first thing, the land is fertile in that region. In the northern Indian plain, first the physiography of that land is, it is a plain land. Let's take the example of North India. Why North India is highly populated? First, the physiography of the land is as such. It is a plain land. It is a northern plain land. It is not a mountainous area. So it is a plain land. Second reason, important rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Gandak, Kosi, Gaggara, all the perennial rivers of India are flowing in that region. All the important rivers do flow in that region. When you have the plain land and when that land is drained by important rivers, obviously the land becomes very fertile. And because of that fertileness, agricultural prosperity is there in that region. That is the reason why they have settled highly in that region. Not only agricultural prosperity, it is because of these rivers, they also provide water for the industries or the industrial clusters set up over in that region. So these are the main important reasons why any area becomes densely populated. The first thing, it is the weather and the climatic conditions of that region that affects the density of the population. If the weather conditions are moderate, if the region does not suffer from extremes of temperature, people definitely prefer to stay in. Second, if employment opportunities, if that area is offering me the best employment opportunities or better employment opportunities to increase my standard of living, people do get attracted. Then, fertile river valleys. Near the fertile river valleys also, because that area usually will be a plain area and as it is drained by the important rivers, it provides us both the opportunities for industrial setup as well as the agricultural purpose. Because of these two reasons, people settle in such areas. So I hope by now the thought process is clear. Why the density of population will be low in some areas and why the density of population will be high in some regions or some areas. The next one, areas of moderate density. Areas of moderate density. Areas of moderate density. If the number of people living in that area is below or less than 200 persons, 200% per square kilometer, such areas we call it as areas having moderate density. What are the reasons behind for this one? And here the important term is less than 200 persons per square kilometer. The reasons are in between what we have studied for low density and high density, because these regions have mediocre or moderate population. Maybe the area is not offering as much as employment as expected from the people, or the infrastructure in that region is not well developed, Maybe the reasons. Let's try to study the reason. What is the reason? First, reasons for moderate density. Maybe the climate will be moderate. Climate will be, or weather conditions in that region will be bearable. Which are the regions which come under? See, South India, western part of China, Denmark, Norway, western parts of USA have moderate density of population. Maybe the infrastructure is not as highly developed. Maybe there may not be as many as industries. As many as industries may not be there. So these may be the reasons. We cannot assign a particular reason. These may be the reasons. When we come to the western part of USA, in the western part of USA we have the Silicon Valley. But at the same time, whole of that western part of USA is covered by Andes Rocky Mountains. Western part of USA has the rocky area. In the western part of USA we have the Rocky Mountains. That may be one of the reasons. Obviously, people cannot settle in like how they settle in a plain area when it is a mountainous region. So these may be some of the reasons why people are at a moderate level in these regions. So we have read the last part. We have already completed the distribution of population as well as low density, moderate density and high density. Now the last part is homework. I have given you two questions related to what we have done just now. First is, what is density of population? Here you have to write the definition. What does that mean? The second question is, explain the reasons that influence the density of population of an area. Which are the reasons influence the density of population of an area? Whether low density or high density, there are some reasons behind. You have to explain those reasons, whether it is the weather conditions or the industrialization of that area or that country is highly developed. You have to write these reasons one by one and try to explain also. There are just 4 to 5 reasons. Write the reasons one by one and try to explain. We will meet in our next class. Thank you.